I just don't think people truly realize how important inner game is. Like they really
don't.
they have no idea how it is literally everything, right? Would you go as far as to say that?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, everything that you're trying to do and trying to get is, you know, it, how do I describe it? It's a 25-meter target. It's the thing that's right in front of you that's causing you either usually the most amount of pain or fear that you want to solve. You know what I mean? Your dating life sucks and you're tired of, not having girls in your life. And that's a pain point for you. So what do? Right? You head into that, you try to work on that and you want to learn all the things. But, you know, it's like trying to power a machine with broken parts, a faulty engine, faulty belts. Like you just can't power through and get what you want. You know what I mean? You just aren't going to get the things that you need from just going after that target. What's going to happen is there's probably things on inside of yourself that has been limiting you to get those things. But when I say, like, and you say all the time too, like when we say it, like your inner game is the thing, guys don't understand. Like they don't get it. And the average guy and they think, they just assume that it's going to work itself out. They don't think this is something I need to pay for, do, and work on every day. They think, well, I just need, oh, you're gonna tell me how to get the girl? Oh, okay, here's $1,000. Let me take that course. And what's the right, how do I open, bro? Okay, cool. But that's your opener isn't why you're not successful. I've gone out and as for fun, just did no openers and would do no openers. You actually been with me in Miami. What were my openers? I didn't have any openers.
Hey.
I just would start talking.
Hey, yeah, like that's a lot of right now. We have the Inner Game July support group going. One of the guys asking me, he's like, what's the opener? What's the opener? Like they think like if they like, it's like if they say like the secret words, like, the girl's gonna be like, oh, okay, like this is what you wanted.
Right. I know. It's like, oh, here's my vagina, Wow. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's like they think that there's the secret. It's like they're looking at it like people look at video games like AB left, right, up, down. Is that what it is? Like, what's the secret formula? And it's like the secret formula isn't here. It's how you're doing it. I can say the most. You could tell me what to say at an opener, and it could be the stupidest thing on earth. You could feed me bad openers, and I guarantee I'll still get better results. I'll still get good results. A guy with good game will get good results even with bad openers. Because, if it's a bad opener, right, he can laugh about it, and it's what he follows up with that'll matter. But it's just what you have going on inside of yourself. We're talking about openers and meeting women or something, right? That resonates to the outside world, and we're designed to pick up on micro communication, and we're designed to pick up on things. A lot of times we're not consciously aware of it, but it's part of being a social animal. We can pick up on facial, you've been picking up on facial expressions since you were a baby.
Yeah.
We have these instincts to pick up on these things. And, when people are trying to act a part, but then they're messed up inside, some of those things will come out. The only exception being pure psychopaths and predatory people who really can, get really skilled at playing this part, right? But that's hopefully not any of our clients. You know what I mean? The average person who's a good, decent person who just wants someone to care about them and someone to care for, a good relationship, good friendships, to feel a sense of purpose when they wake up in the morning. The good dudes that are out there, you're the ones who are going to have things going on inside of you that are going to limit you, and it will come out in your behavior, in your micro communication, and in the way that you do things. And it's a difference between turning on or turning off, success in different areas of your life, so it's, and some of it's skill set too. So in other words, there is a skill involved. Just like you want to get better at basketball, learn basketball, right? And practice, right? And get the skill. But for social stuff and social game, you kind of already have things already developed. And developing these skills, even if you're like an autistic person, is something you can learn. But what's going on inside of you, it's what's going to mess you up. It's
Mhm.
just, it's like, do you want to run a race with, or drive, you want to drive a race with like a a Bugatti or a supercar that like kills it, or do you want to be doing the race with, a Chevy Cavalier that's broken down on the inside, right? Like it's like you need to have the machinery inside of yourself tuned up to the highest levels. So when you execute the different skills, like for example, if somebody doesn't have good inner game and they go to execute some skills in business, they might get some results. You know what I mean? But guy with better, really, really solid inner game is going to 10x those results. He's going to get like 10x more, from it. And it's also different areas too. Like one person might be really good with fitness, and that's like an area he doesn't struggle with. And his inner game doesn't interrupt. His inner game is solid when it comes to applying it to his motivation to go work out and stick to that program, right? But then he is in his personal life or his friendships, and he's socially awkward, and then and girls think he's weird, or or he goes to try to accomplish things in his career and he's failing and losing business and not following through. So it's also different areas, you know what I mean? Like it's one area that your brain doesn't see as a challenge, you'll excel in. And you see this, John, guys who are a lot of my typical avatar of a client are guys who are actually successful and were able to get married at one point in their life, usually, because a lot of them marry and are divorced then. But their inner game is so messed up when it comes to relationships and women that despite the fact that they look good and they make they're alpha males, they make that dent in the universe, they got money, well, they're screwing up the relationships. They're not getting the dates they want. They're getting rejected. They're getting into relationships with toxic women. They're getting attached to women that are not good for them. And, this is all stuff that is inner game based, right? And these are successful people. So, and it could be anything. I know some guys who are great guys out there and phenomenal in every area of their life, but they're broke all the time. They can't do well financially. They struggle with that because there's some inner game things interrupting that. So it's the thing that your brain will struggle with is the thing that is going to end up showing up as bad results in your life later. And you need to learn the skills for sure, but
Yep.
you got to work on the machinery on the inside. And if that machinery is broken, those skills aren't going to do anything for you.
It's only a matter before these things manifest in the physical realm. You have to
Yep.
get these things under control. Like as a man, you have to solve the problems you have in your life. And for me, one thing was, when I was working with you, I had like pretty big breakthrough in my life in quarter 4 of 2021. And I noticed like, you know, not that it really matters to a degree, but like after I cleared up a lot of my unresolved traumas and anxieties and shit that I was dealing with, I noticed that like I just gave off this aura that was just way more calmer. And I just started attracting like way hotter girls, like way higher quality girls. Like I remember one time this girl came over and I was like, she was on my sofa. She's fucking gorgeous. She's like 24, like amazing body. And I remember she had like this really sexy Zara dress on, and I was like unzipping the front of it, going for the kill. I was like, "Is this okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I want this." I was like, "All right," And it's just unreal when you kind of, because a lot of guys, and when I was younger too, in my mid 20s, 24, 25, around then, you're just a lot of young guys are just like caught in this haze of like anxiety and self-doubt and
Yeah.
like they think they're freaks, they think they're weirdos because they're trying to fit into a world because they don't really accept and love themselves, and they feel like everything I do is wrong and everything on the outside, these are the normal people and I'm just a freak, I'm the weirdo, I'm the retard, something's wrong with me. And that's just not the case whatsoever. That is just not the case whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I just think so many people just accept that as their fate, and really it's just not true whatsoever. You know what I mean?